after the attack on the Boston Marathon. Our correspondent Greg Milam is there and has more reaction from those caught up in the whole affair. Greg.
Well, Jeremy, there were a lot of people taking part in the marathon, of course, and a lot here watching. And I've got a couple who were one of each, if you like, Stuart Singer and Janice Singer, who were here yesterday. Thanks for talking to us. Stuart, you were running the marathon, as we can see from the medal and the jacket. Janice, you were watching. Just tell us your experience of what happened yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I came, the street behind us, Bolston Street, is where the marathon ends. So I turned the bend, I could see the finish line, came down through the finish line, saw my wife Janice she was on the 26-mile mark, which is about 400 metres from the finish. Saw her, gave her a quick kiss, carried on, went through the line, obviously absolutely elated. The Boston Marathon is a dream to do. Went through, collected my medal and my other pieces and food they give you, and then just came through just behind us on the corner here, and met some friends on the hotel, Park Plaza, which is next door to where we are, and then waited for Janice to come along. The whole of that was about 15-20 minutes. After about 5 minutes, Janice came along, then we left our friends and went across the park here. As we were walking to the park back to our hotel, we heard a bang, and Janice just said to me, "What was that bang?" And then we heard some sirens. To be honest, we didn't think too much of it. We thought that, there was something that happened, but we didn't dream there would be anything like a bomb had gone off. So we went back to our hotel, and as we approached our hotel, our phone started ringing. Our son called us, and we said, "We can't speak to you now, but we're in a hurry." He said, "No, I have to speak to you. Are you okay?" And we said, "Well, yeah, we're fine. Why?" And he said, "Because there's been a massive explosion," and that's when it first came to light.
Janice, knowing what we know now, how does that make you feel? What do we 24 hours on?
Well, it's become reality now, and what could have been, had Stuart been just that little bit slower, 15 minutes was not a long time before I'd left, before we literally heard the explosion. So I just thank God he was faster than he, normally is, as I would say. And it could have been a very different scenario had we not left when we did.
What have you made of the reaction in the city since then, over the last 24 hours?
I think everyone's very muted, everyone's very shocked. This marathon is the biggest event possibly in the Boston calendar. And from the moment we arrived at Boston Airport, we could feel a buzz. And it was very, very exciting. And now everyone feels very deflated by it, we feel it's a complete tragedy. And we're scratching around for why somebody would do this, to be honest.
And you've seen the TV pictures of what happened on a course where you were, and where you were standing, where you were running. It must be hard to watch.
Well, for me, it's really, it's really affected me, because there was this lovely lady I was standing with, and I don't know what happened, because her husband was running behind this time, and I left her, kissed her goodbye, and lovely to meet you, and I don't know what's happened to that lady or her husband, so it seems we were so close to where the second explosion was. So I'm really sad about that.
People have said it is such a euphoric event, isn't it, for the city? You were explaining that this is a festival for the city.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, they say there's something like 500,000 supporters here, and a large number of the supporters are crammed into Bolston Street behind us, because that is the climax of the marathon. And as I come the corner, there's half a mile or so still to go, and the street was just lined wall to wall with people, and you just could hear nothing but screaming and people calling out. There must have been hundreds of thousands of people. I mean, all marathons are like that, but this particular marathon is just incredibly well supported.
Now, you're due to run in London on Sunday. Yeah. Do you have any concerns after what's happened?
It's difficult, because you want to know what's happened, and you want to know why it's happened. Is it something to do with the marathon, or is it something to do with Boston? I've got to believe that what is fate is fate, and I really want to run the London Marathon. The organisers of the London Marathon are very good, and I believe that everything is possible they will do to prevent any further problems. And I believe, it's the right thing to do to run the marathon. I don't anticipate there being any problems.
Will you be happy to be there, Janice?
I will be happy to be at the 26-mile mark again, supporting him as always.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for talking to us, and best of luck on Sunday in London, and the rest of your stay here. Well, there you go. As I say, a lot of people involved in the running, a lot of people alongside, and two people there with memories, I'm sure, that will last forever of what happened here yesterday.
Greg, thanks for bringing us that. Greg Milam, our man on the ground in Boston this evening.